Hey guys, welcome back to Stonkanacci, and today we're going to be talking about Tesla stock, Tesla running away from meter maids, and some other stuff, and we're going to get right into it. So here's the video.
Customers, particularly those in dense urban areas, understand the difficulty in finding a legal parking spot. An over-the-air software update will be going out to vehicles that allows Model S to automatically detect the presence of a meter maid or law enforcement officer. If Model S detects an imminent ticket, it will deploy countermeasures to deter the ticket writer. The windshield wipers and washers will be activated, deterring the ticket writer. In the event that the ticket issuer persists, Model S will enter ticket avoidance mode. In ticket avoidance mode, the vehicle will autonomously drive in circles around the block until the ticket issuing threat is no longer detected. If the threat of a ticket has passed, the vehicle will park in its original parking spot. Otherwise, it will continue to drive around the block. A message will be pushed via the mobile app alerting the user that ticket avoidance mode has been activated and Model S is on the move. The autonomous driving summon feature will automatically be activated in ticket avoidance mode, and Model S will come and pick you up. With parking ticket deterrence and ticket avoidance mode, Model S has you covered. Long forgotten will be the days of parking tickets, or, as we like to call them, receipts for premium parking.
Okay, so now we will get into Wall Street bets, and so we got the surgeon on Wall Street bets.
Welcome to the future, nerds. We want to find out what.
Okay, so come, so I come into consultation about getting a tumor in my leg removed. We're talking about the risks, etc., and it's quiet as he's trying whatever doctor stuff up. Naturally, I'm thinking about the markets. I say, "You got any stocks?" He laughs, looks me in the eye, and says, "Virgin Galactic." At this point, I laugh out loud. Why is the guy in charge of my livelihood in space? He don't even know it's called space. Okay. Then surgeon says, "You ever hear of Wall Street bets?" And immediately he's bewildered and aroused. I say, "Of course." He asks me if I was here in March, and then starts talking about the guy who was in GME before it was cool. He then asks me if I have any money in the market. I tell him I have 88 grand in Tesla right now. He bursts out laughing and says, "Yeah, you're definitely a member." So look out, guys. People are clueless about stocks. Not saying I know a lot about stocks. I'm just saying you got to at least know what name of stock you're in and the ticker symbol. Oh boy, this is getting good. And then this is the game porn, and there's really not a lot of game porn, so that means stocks probably ain't doing much. And here's the lost one, plenty of lost porn as you would expect with a with a red day and sideways. So people losing money in Peloton, Snap, and Zoom as usual, as predicted. And Fastly, of course, people losing money in Fastly. And that's about it. And then we got Neil deGrasse Tyson. Thought it'd be cool to talk about the stock markets. Anytime people like this are talking about it, it's probably been a pretty good pullback and potential buying areas. Not saying blindly buy when Neil deGrasse Tyson's talking about a drop, but usually something's went down. And then and I commented, then don't watch my videos till the end. I seen it coming way too soon on the Donald Pump video. I thought that was pretty funny. And if you hadn't seen the Donald Pump video, we basically called the top in the S&P 500 to the T. But anyway, go check that one out if you haven't seen it. And so we got, this is Tesla Roddy. We got here the Model 3 with a 353-mile range, which is pretty good. To me, I would like to see them with a 400 or 500-mile range. That way you could go on a long vacation trip. And I think once that happens, then people get over the phobia of your car dying on the side of the road. Because old habits die hard. But, it's like the cell phone. Nobody ever seen the cell phone coming. And here we are now. Everybody's all over the place with it. So, we got the Tesla Model S based on sex and pot jokes, 69,420. Gotta love it. Who else is this fun as a CEO? And I think that's why he's so successful, because I don't know, everybody loves him. And here we are. Tesla's a little bit down on the day, 0.7%. Yeah, really not much else to say about that. We're looking, and then they're saying it's bullish on this. Would not trust this stuff, or overvalued. So it's overvalued, but then it's bullish. Who knows? They don't. Yahoo does not. And so I've been showing y'all Tesla Google Trends, but it's basically the same. But how to buy a Tesla is pretty much going straight up to 100 since, and that's back in April. So maybe people are trying to buy a Tesla now. Maybe they got their jobs back from the pandemic. Maybe they're they're counting on that stimulus money to come. Who knows? And then so here we have the fear and greed. Not really coming up. Okay, but we're 8.9% above the 125-day average, and so that means we're a little bit overbought than usual. So is a little bit risky areas, as you can see, kind of like in these zones right here. So we will take a look at the chart of fear and greed. And we were saying in my last videos we might run into some resistance at this 65-ish read. So not real sure, and I'm not sure why it's not loading, but I can load it for us. Yeah, it's not coming up. Oh well, not real important anyway. Okay, so here we have Tesla stock, and we left you guys off on the day before yesterday on, let's see, it was the 1 hour I was looking at, and I was saying we could be running into some trouble, and it was at 464, so basically the top, and so we called the top on Tesla, and now we're down here. So I'm going to take off the drawing tools, and we're going to get back to the daily. And so looking at the daily, it is looking a little bit bearish on Tesla, and we have this trend line coming down in it. So since this is a top, we are breaking down the triangle, and I had it drawn like this on the lower time frames, and so the way I have it drawn, we are breaking out of it. I mean, breaking down out of it, and we even back tested it as resistance on the 5 minutes. So that is pretty bearish. So we got the 1 hour loss of momentum on Tesla, and right here with the red dot and rejecting the RSI, also MACD. So we got the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, and so if this transfers over to the higher time frames, it's pretty much guaranteed going to be a loss of everything, and then that should bring us on down to a greater pullback. And we were already looking at, so if you have it drawn as a, and actually we'll go to a fresh chart. So if you have it drawn as a triangle like this, and then also underneath, the bottom side support of the triangle will be coming in at, and we can actually drag it out a little bit more to this spot, and then something like this right here. But actually, it'll look better if we draw it like this right here. So if it does come down to the bottom side of the support, actually, yeah, so something like this is more what it's doing. Okay, so if this is the bottom side of the support, we could be looking at it going sideways until Halloween. So, and then if we went down, and I'm basing all this off of the 6 hour right here. So because we lost momentum on the 6th, it's probably going to go down until the 6 hour gets back momentum. So if we were to draw a measured move down, that would bring us 3.2% down to 430. And then if we check out, oh, and this is very interesting on the 1 hour volatility. So if the 1 hour volatility is dropping off like this, we should go sideways or something similar to that until this trend line's broke. So if we see a big spike in volatility and this declining volume spikes up, we could see a break of 424 and then a greater pullback down here. But until we break 427, I would just look for sideways to happen. But for right now, we'll go down to the lower time frames and check it out. So looking at the 5-minute, it is looking like it might be putting in a little bit of a bottom right here, temporarily. But I don't ever trade the 5-minute, but I do look at my support resistance lines on that time frame. But yes, looking at the 5-minute, we'll go ahead and draw this out for you, although it's probably not very important. But we got this guy, and then we have this right here. So if this pattern breaks, I would look for the pullback to go ahead and do it. So the measured move would be something like this. So if it does break down, that would put us to the bottom side of the channel. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out, and then I will go back to this, and we will check out the S&P 500. So I've been looking at this guy today, and looking at the daily, it's kind of giving mixed signals because a red dot at the EMAs is usually a very bearish signal, but because RSI didn't lose it, it's could be bullish. So could have been the pullback, but don't hold me to that one. And also the 30-minute as a loss of momentum. So really not sure about the S&P, but I'm kind of waiting to see how the other stocks react. But if we draw out this little pattern right here, it looks like it broke out. But a lot of times it'll be something like this, and it'll be a descending broadening wedge, and then we could go test the bottom side of the range. So we'll see how this plays out. And then also on Shopify, this is very interesting because when I left you guys off, we were looking at the 2 hour, and the volatility on the 1 hour was at a 0, and we were saying be cautious right here. And so it did break, and then the pink line was a gap of, or no. Pink line was a measured move out of this pattern, and it went pretty much right to it. So I was pretty proud about that one. And so, and looking at it, so it's looking kind of bullish on Shopify on the 3 hour, but I do think if the general market takes a turn down, it'll follow. But the easy moves, to me, the easy moves have been had, and we're going to have to just kind of wait and see how this plays out with Tesla, because I think Tesla will lead the way. So if Tesla breaks down into this pattern, then I think everything else will kind of follow it. But we can check out Amazon, and this was even better than the Shopify one. So on my last video, we were looking at Amazon as a potential top off this 1 hour, and nailed it. Was a top. And so we said the measured move, if it went to the upside, was 2%, and it went to the downside. So it hit the bottom of the channel, and then it also filled this gap to the T, and then we broke back above it. So looking at Amazon, it is looking more bullish because it corrected first before all the other stocks. And it also has the 3-day, but we're looking like we're losing RSI. So if it does top out right here, this would be pretty bearish for Amazon, and we could be going back to play out the range a lot like Tesla. So looking at it, it has the so we got the 2-hour momentum to the upside, but I'm not real sure how it's going to play out. I think a lot of stuff's in limbo right now, and also it's Friday, so usually on Friday not much happens, just kind of continuation. And especially how uncertain the world is right now, I don't think anybody's going to be putting on huge positions on a Friday. So, but that's just kind of how I'm thinking. But best case scenario on Amazon would be this as a bull pole bull flag, and it'd be something like this. So bull pole and then bull flag it up from here would put us as a break to the pattern. So if we see Amazon take off, that'll probably line up with Tesla. But until then, I'd just be letting Tesla lead the way and playing it safe. And then we got Nvidia here, also a very good company. So it's got a loss of momentum on the 6-hour and the daily as well. So all the big boys losing momentum, so not real good there. And then ARC F has a loss of momentum on the daily. And then we got ARC G looking the ARC this is how a lot of stocks are looking. The RSI is bullish, but the momentum indicator is bearish. So anytime the indicators have different signals, that's usually where I'm pretty cautious at. So I do think we're at a crossroads. But just looking at ARCG is a good example. We are pretty extended above your 200-day moving average, and that's the white line. So we can zoom out, and it's never really been this extended. And this is the pharmaceutical stock. So could be due for a large correction. Not saying this is the top forever, but not a time to be going all in. Which never go all in. I'm just saying might be more of a cautious time in the stock market. Not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. And ARK-K, same thing. Putting in a rejection of the EMAs at the top side. So long term, not very good for ARK and Kathy Woods. But yeah, that's about. And then ARK-W is my favorite one because it has all the good stuff in it. And if you don't know what's in ARK-W, you can go to their website and they'll tell you. But as you can see, 6-hour MACD lost. So everything, if ARK's going down, everything will probably be going down because she only picks disruptive innovation and the best stocks. So if all the best stocks are bearish, and then we're uncertain in everything else, I do think we might be in for a bigger pullback leading into Monday. But and then checking out the 4-hour on SPY is the only thing that's got me a little bit confused is the RSI's coming up, and the 4-hour kind of leads the way on the S&P. So if that is the case, we could see the S&P break out, and the measured move on it would be like this. That would be pointed up to 358, and that would be leading up to basically all-time highs. So, and then checking out the 30-minute is put in a loss of momentum. So looking at that, that probably means this is a local top if it continues into the 1-hour. So that being the case, we should see a pullback down to the bottom of the range. And then if that happens, we could see a greater pullback and that would put us down to 329. And I'm not real sure if that'll happen, but I do think we could be heading down to the bottom of the range somewhere October 16th. So, wait. That'd be today. So yeah, maybe today or tomorrow we could see the bottom side of the range. But stocks will be closed because it's Friday. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. And thanks for watching, guys. And stay tuned for next time. Thank you. Have a great day.